Hi, my name is Najwa Ashikin from International Today. My matric number is #20A1777. So now I would like to share my part, which is a data arrangement. As you can see, the data arrangement for the following data set lists the labor force by age group in Negeri Sembilan at 1982 until 2019. The total of data is 60. There are three types of table that can be used to describe the data. The first one is frequency distribution. The second one is relative frequency distribution. And third one is cumulative frequency distribution. Okay, now there are 5 steps for the frequency distribution. Step 1 is decide on the number of class. We need to use the formula 2k greater than n. The symbol of k represents the number of class and the symbol of n represents sample size. This report k equal to 6, that because when you calculate you will get 64, that means greater than 60. So the recommended number of class is 6.
Hello, my name is Wonder Amy Suraya Betty Wan Muhammad Zaki. My matric number is H20A1911. So, today I would like to present about question number 2 part A. So, the question is, graphical method develop a suitable method to represent the data using graph paper or Excel, at least 2 graphs. And I choose a histogram and a frequency polygon. So, the first graph is histogram, quantitative variable data. A histogram is a bar graph that represents the frequency distribution of data set. The following properties must be followed. The horizontal scale is quantitative and measure the data value at the class midpoint or class boundary. Second, the vertical scale measure the frequency of the class. And last, consecutive bar must touch. Bars must begin and end at class boundaries instead of class limit. So that is class boundaries. The numbers that separate class without forming gap between them. For example, lower boundary equal to lower limit minus 0.5 and upper boundary equal to upper limit plus 0.5. Next midpoint, the sum of the lower and upper limit of the class divided by 2. So this is my group table data that we use to make a graph histogram. As you can see, this is histogram graph. The second graph is frequency polygon. A frequency polygon is a line graph that emphasizes the continuous change in frequency. The following property must be followed: the horizontal scale in the midpoint of the data value. Next, the vertical scale measure the frequency of the class. Third, plot points that represent midpoint and frequency of each class and connect the point in order from left to right.
Hi, my name is Nur Amirah Hanu binti Muhammad Nasir and my matric number is H2OA1402. I will present question number 3, which is find and explain the value measure of center tendency, measure of variation and measure of positions. Hence, determine the shape of data distributions. First of all, measure of central tendency. In statistics, a central tendency is a center or typical value for a probability distribution. Measure of central tendency are often called average. The most common measure of central tendency are the mean, the median and the mode. Mean is mathematical average of a set of 2 or more numbers. The arithmetic mean and the geometric means are 2 types of mean that can be calculated. Summing the number in a set and dividing by the total number give you the arithmetic mean. The solution of the table show mean is 224 0 divided by 61 equal to 36.73. After that, median. The median is the median number found by ordering all data points and picking out the in the middle, or if there are two middle numbers, taking the mean of those two numbers. The median class of the table shows are 36.04, 1.0. After being calculated as shown, the final answer is 40.6. Mode is the most commonly observed value in a set of data. For the normal distributions, the mode is also the same value as the mean and median. In many cases, the modal value will differ from the average value in the data. The mode shown in the table is 42.0, 47.0. The answer to the solution as shown is 44.17. The second is measure of variation. Measure of variation in statistics are way to describe the distributions of your data. In other words, it shows how far apart data points are from each other. Statisticians use measure of variation to summarize their data. In this measure of variations has range, variance, and standard deviation. The range is the spread of your data from the lowest to the highest value in distributions. As shown, data range is 50.9 minus 18.5 equal 32.4. For variance is a measure of dispersions that take into account the spread of all data points in a data set. It the measure of dispersions most often used along with the standard deviations, which is simple the square root of the variance. So the final sum is 7564.79. Last, for measure variation is standard deviations. A standard deviation is a measure of how dispersed the data is in relation to the mean. So the final sum is 86.89.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello. My name is Nurul Atika binti Muhammad. My metric number #20A1664. Now I will continue to present in part B, which is question number 1 and question number 2. In question number 1, we have to find one set of data that has one independent variable and one dependent variable. So that in that case, we have to choose one set of data from the Economic Freedom Index website. In that data shows one set of data related to judicial effectiveness and the government integrity by the country. In the data, there are 3 columns, which is the effectiveness of judicial and the integrity of the government according to 50 countries. Other than that, the effectiveness of judicial is known as the independent variable, which is X, while the government integrity is known as the dependent variable, which is Y. Okay, next slide is for the question number 2. This question is related with question number 1. It is because we need to select a random data, at least 30 set data to be the sample. So that we decide to choose 30 sample data of country name. Now, I will pass for the next presenter. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nur Farazni binti Nur Azmi and my metric number is H201379. So here I will present about the question of part B number 3. The question is compute the person's product moment correlation efficient, then explain the value of the obtained. So here there is 6 column in the table, which is country name, judicial effectiveness, government integrity, X power 2, Y power 2 and X and Y. So for the first one, the total of judicial effectiveness for all of the country is 1327.9. If we see here, the country in this table is 13. Meanwhile, the total of government integrity for all of the country is sigma 2 equal to 1214.7. For the conclusion, there is strong positive correlation at 0.834 between X and Y.
Okay, hi and Assalamualaikum. So I will present about number 4, part B, develop the estimate regression equation, then interpret the regression equation. So calculate manually. So for estimate regression equation, so I use this formula 60,857.19 minus 1,337.9 and multiple 1,214.7 and divide 30 and divide 66,510.29 minus 1,327.9 power of 2 divide 30. So you can get 7,019.52 divide 7,730.01. Okay, so equal 0.917. Okay, so I continue to estimate regression and I use y hat. Okay, so 40.49 minus multiple 0.917 multiple 44.26 and equal, you can get 9.64. Okay, so for lastly, interpret the regression equation. So I use this formula y b0 plus b1x. The regression equation y hat 9.64 plus 0.917 x slope b1 0.917. So for everyday present increase, the judicial effectiveness and government integrity according to country will increase about 0.917. So constant b0 equal 9.64. When the days present is 0, the judicial effectiveness and government integrity according the country is